Okay, we're going to be looking at the Chapter 8 overview. Keep it 150% here. All right, it says enter the following table into Desmos. So this is the table. This is our X row. This is our Y row. So we'll put these in the X's and we'll put these in the Y's. I've already done it just so we can see it. If we look at it, it's clearly not linear. It's not straight, so it's non-linear. Things you could tell if it was linear is that not only would it make a straight line, but the dots would all be the same distance apart, because for every time there was an X, there would be the same Y. But here, it's a small step in the X and a small step in the Y, but the Y step keeps getting larger as the X step stays the same. So it's clearly not linear. And that's the first thing we need to realize. So, does the pattern appear to be linear or nonlinear? Non-linear. The dots are not evenly spaced, and they are not straight. Mostly, the most important part is that they're not straight. It's, of course, possible to have linear patterns that are not evenly spaced, but if you have every X, then the Y's should have all the same growth value. So in this case, we do have every X. The X's are consecutive, so it should be evenly spaced, and it isn't. Can you find the Y values that correspond with X equals 0 and X equals 7, yes or no? Well, let's do this. Let's look at this. It goes -3, 0, 5. So this goes up by 3, up by 5, up by 7, up by 9, up by 11. So you can count 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So I'd say it goes up by 13 here. So that would be 45. And if it went up by 3 here, then it has to go up by 1 here. So this one should be -4. Okay. So can I do it? Yes, I can. Place your answers in the table. Explain how you found these answers. I noticed that the numbers were increasing by a growing amount. Example 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. So what is the y-intercept here? Okay, this is important to realize. The y-intercept is the y value when x is 0. So here's x equals 0, so the y-intercept would be -4. Okay, can you write an equation for this pattern? That's tough. I'm going to say no. Some of you may be clever enough to figure that out, but it's pretty hard to figure it out because it's not linear. So you can't just take a growth number because it goes up by 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9. It's not consistent. It's not linear, so it's harder. Even though we do have the b is definitely -4. All right. So if you cannot find the y values for x equals 0 or x equals 7, or have trouble writing an equation, follow the following steps. What is the y value increasing by in each step? It's increasing by 3, then 5, then 7, then 9, then 11. We did realize that. Okay, what do you notice about this pattern? The amount it goes up by increases by 2 each time. All right, 3, then 5, then 7, then 9, then 11. Predict what the y value would increase by from x equals 0 to x equals 1. Well, if this was 3 from here to here, from 1 to 2, then this would have to be 1. And since we already figured that out, it's kind of obvious. Okay, so use your work for C to find the y value when x equals 0. Again, if it goes up by 1 from here, and this is -3, then this would have to be -4. So it's just the long form way of figuring it out. Predict what the y value would increase by from x equals 6 to x equals 7. So here it went up by 11, so here it would have to go up by 13. So then if it's 13, because it's always 2 more than the last one, we'll find out the y value when x equals 7. Whatever this is, we add 13, it turns out to be 45. So basically, it's what we already did. Now, what is the y-intercept? Y value when x equals 0. The y value when x equals 0 is -4. Okay, so since we know that the equation is exponential and that the y-intercept is -4, let's look at what's being done to each x value to get the y value. When x equals 1, y equals -3, which is 1 take away 4, or x plus the y-intercept. Let's prove this. X being 1 plus the y-intercept -4. 1 plus -4 is -3. Alright, so basically, maybe it's just x plus -4 every time. It works here too. What is 0? 0 plus -4 is -4, so maybe it'll work here. What is 2 plus -4? That's not 0, so that's not working quite. Okay, so keep reading. When x is 2, y equals 0, which is not 2 minus 4 or x plus the y-intercept. Rather, it is 4 minus 4, or 2 times 2 plus the y-intercept. In other words, 2 times 2 is 4, and then we add that y-intercept to -4 and we get 0. Let's see if that continues to work. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus -4 is 5. Okay. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus -4 is 12. This is making sense. 5 times 5 is 25 plus -4 is 21. 6 times 6 is 36 plus -4 is 32. 7 times 7 is 49 plus -4 is 45. Okay, so when x equals 3, y equals 5, and 5 is 3 times 3 plus the y-intercept, which is -4. So it's x squared plus the y-intercept. If the y-intercept is -4, then does the pattern x squared minus 4 fit the entire pattern? We just checked it. It does. Let's go through it one more time. 0 squared minus 4, -4. 1 squared is 1, minus 4 is -3. 2 squared is 4, minus 4 is 0. 3 squared is 9, minus 4 is 5. 4 squared is 16, minus 4 is 12. 5 squared is 25, minus 4 is 21. 6 squared is 36, minus 4 is 32. 7 squared is 49, minus 4 is 45. Okay, so it does fit. Okay, so we're going to plug it into Desmos and see if it fits the scatter plot. We said we're going to do this, and we'll see if it fits. We're also going to say we figured out that this would be -4. I'm sorry, -4. And we said that this would be 45. So now we're going to put this right here and see if it fits our entire thing. And it would help to have that. And zoom out a little bit. And look at that. Every one of these dots fits perfectly. So it fits. My equation is correct. All right. Cool. That's it for the methods.